Onion here, continuing my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV Online. This is main story quest Shadowbringers, Bill 4.0, level 61, all text to speech. Thanks for joining.
See to the wounded, Onion. If they live, help them. If not, move on.
Mefred lies motionless, having breathed his last. Clenched in his fist is a small charm, which you take for safekeeping.
He was already cold when I got to him. There was naught I could do. That charm must have been important. You'd best take it to Conrad. Nago? Mefred? Where are you? This is. He's dead, isn't he? Mefred was a warrior. Always thinking about others before himself. He once had an Imperial patrol chase him nigh on 20 moms so that his wounded would have time to escape. His comrades loved him for it, of course, though that only made him worry more. Did you know that he sent his men in Quarrymill away because he thought they were fighting for him, and not the cause? Aye, well, he did. The only life he was willing to risk was his own, you see. But that's exactly the kind of man who should be leader. The kind of man who deserves to survive. Not an old fool who's all used up.
There's no logic to it, Master Kemp. There never is. Who stands, who falls? In the heat of battle, we can but do our best, as he did. Mefred will be sorely missed, aye, but because of his sacrifice, many now live who otherwise would not, and they need us now more than ever.
Aye, that they do. Forgive me. I had high hopes for him, is all.
Our defeat was no near thing. It was total, a humiliation. We were powerless to withstand our enemy's assault. But we cannot afford to dwell on our failure. As Alphino said, it is those who survived whom we must think of now. Rhalgr's reach is no longer safe. The Imperials may have withdrawn, but they could return at any time to finish what they began. We dare not remain here. Those who are not fit to make the journey to Castrum Oriens will need to be taken by Chocobo carriage. Agreed? Good. I shall oversee preparations for the carriages. In the meantime, I would have you scour the infirmary for any supplies that might prove useful during the journey.
Forgive me, but it is imperative that I continue preparing medicines for the wounded. If you desire treatment, I must ask that you seek it elsewhere. Oh, I see. In that case, you are free to search the barber and take that which you require. I would not have our people dying en route. I would assist you, but this process demands my undivided attention.
Miss. Marshal Tarupin said you might have something for me? 12 be praised. This should put the driver's hearts at ease. Tell the Vice Marshal we await his orders.
Ishtola and the others are safely strapped in. Don't worry, I'll be by her side the entire time.
Thank you, Kroll.
I'll walk alongside. They'll need protection in case the Garleans try anything. Hang on. You're injured too, aren't you? Shouldn't you be in one of the carriages?
I'm not so frail that I can't make the trip on my own. Besides, there's still work to be done here. I'll see you at the wall when it's finished.
As you wish. Then let us set forth at once. We shall move as quickly as our comrades' health allows. To Castrum Oriens.
You saved a good many of my men, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But the fact remains, our forces were decimated. In this state, we'll not be mounting an assault on Castellum Veladina or anywhere else. We need to be honest with ourselves about our prospects. But first, we need to put our affairs here in order. Afterwards, I'll join you all at Castrum Oriens.
Understood. We will go and speak with General Alden.
Pippin has already departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We have completed our search of the Reach in the surrounding area. As far as we can tell, Xenos and his men returned straightways to Specula Imperatorus after quitting this place. It would seem he's lost interest in us.
Which brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, but why he chose to spare our lives having done so.
In war, you kill or capture your enemy. You don't leave him to fight another day. Only a fool would turn his back and walk away, but Xenos is no fool. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor the place to think on it. I will leave a token force to watch over the Reach. The rest will fall back to Castrum Oriens. We can discuss our path forward there.
Krull is with Ishtola. She still hasn't woken up, but Krull says she's through the worst.
Given the severity of her wound, we could have hoped for no more. Let us pray she makes a full recovery.
We lost a lot of good people, didn't we? I saw it happen. When that Skull's commander cut down Mefrid. A single blow, and that was it. Everything he fought for, all his hopes and dreams for the future. Gone in an instant. And do you want to know the worst part? It wasn't a Garlean who did it, it was an Alamigan. Gods help me, if I ever, no. Not now. Not while the general's waiting.
Oh, please.
Were it not for the swift actions of the Scions and the Alliance, many more would have died. You risked your lives to save ours, and for that we thank you.
There is no need for thanks. We are allies, are we not?
Aye, just so. Let us not dwell on this tragedy, but look to the future.
The future? I'm sorry, General, but there is no future for us. We've lost too many. Gods, I can still see Mefrid with that woman standing over him. They've ripped the heart out of us, General. They've broken us. Our fight is over.
Master Kemp, please.
I'll always hate them with every fiber of my being. For what they took from us then and now. Our homeland, our freedom, our bloody children.
You mean the Skulls? The youths who fight for Xenos?
Crania Lupi, the Black Wolf's legacy and our shame. A unit made up of children born to Alamigan dignitaries who came of age during the occupation. Sons and daughters of Gir Abania, raised to be proud citizens of the Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. It'd be easy to curse them and call them traitors. But they're our children. Our flesh and blood.
Then what was it all for?
Nargo?
What will you say to the families of the fallen? To the mothers, and the widows, and the orphans? Will you tell them it was all for nothing?
Listen to the girl. We dare not suffer our comrades' sacrifices to have been in vain. Now is the time to steel our resolve and press on, painful though it may be.
And when Xenos comes back with his army, what then? This isn't the first time, you know. You'll be hard-pressed to find men brave or stupid enough to face him again.
I still can't believe how strong he was. He humiliated us back there. The Warrior of Light included.
Loath though I am to say it, we should not be surprised. Before succeeding Van Baelsar in Alamigo, Xenos led the Imperial army to Doma, where he crushed the rebellion utterly. As a matter of fact, Doma remains in his charge to this day. Suffice it to say, Varus's heir is a peerless warrior and an accomplished general. The question is, how are we to contend with such a foe? Well, to put it simply, we have one legatus overseeing two provinces a world apart. I say we divide and conquer. We kindle the flames of revolution in Doma once more, thereby forcing Xenos to fight a war on two fronts.
For that, there would need to be someone left to fight on this front by the time you got back. Look, I'll not deny the plan as promised. and I feel for our brothers and sisters in Doma, truly I do. But I fear we lack the strength to see it through.
Have faith in your people, Master Kemp. Them and the Scions. Hold fast, rebuild, and when all is in place, we shall defeat Xenos together.
If you're going to Doma, I'm coming too. I want to help our friends there, and make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Give us the time we need, and we will give you something far greater.
Very well. For all you have done for us, we will fight on. But be swift, comrades. Alamigo has suffered enough.
It goes without saying, but the Scions alone have not the strength to topple a provincial government, here or anywhere else. And I am quite certain the same can be said of the Doman Liberation Front. Nevertheless, we can but go and assess the situation for ourselves, and see what can be done. Lest you doubt what good we few can accomplish, I would remind you that my grandfather and his 12 disciples once journeyed to these lands to save Eorzea and her people from certain doom. Brave souls with an impossible task. And Eorzea lives on. Our present mission may not be as monumental in scope, but it is no less important to the multitudes whom we would free from imperial oppression, whom we will free.
Where men go as one, there is life. And where there is life, there is cause to hope. Our grandfather believed that, and so do I. But before we can forge ties with our friends in the Far East, we must first find a way to reach them. Arthard is not exactly over the river and through the woods.
I am one step ahead of you, dear sister, or rather, Tataru is. But before we discuss that, there is another issue I wish to address. Much as I would like it if we could all make this journey together, someone will need to remain to serve as liaison to the Alliance and the Resistance during this critical period. Moreover, as Y'shtola cannot be left unattended.
Then I should obviously remain. Very well. Issue addressed. You know, Alphana, it would have been quicker just to ask, and markedly less patronizing.
Yes, I suppose. Ahem. Would you be willing to look after Y'shtola and provide support to Ehrenwald and the others?
Yes, Alphana. I would. You see? That wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy your trip, and don't you dare return with a gift.
Oh, I would not dream of it, right, then. Sister, Onion, Lise, gather your things. We are for Limsa Lominsa. Tataru should be here any moment with our ship's captain.
So we're going by sea after all. Is Merovib lending us our pick of the Crimson Fleet?
Not, exactly. You are right, inasmuch as we will be traveling by sea. Regrettably, it is simply not feasible for an airship to travel such a distance without impossibly large fuel reserves, to say nothing of the inevitability of running afoul of the Empire's aerial defenses. But then it is equally infeasible to sail an Eorzean Alliance vessel halfway around the world without the Empire taking notice, which leaves us with only one other option. Ah, speak of the devil.
Sorry to keep you waiting. May I present to you Captain Carvalin of the Kraken's Arms?
The Kraken's Arms? Don't tell me you made a deal with pirates.
Greetings and salutations, Scions. I take it from your comrade's tone that you no longer wish to proceed with our proposed arrangement?
Not at all, Captain. Pray forgive my sister her outburst, she has ever been one to speak her mind. I, on the other hand, am the very soul of discretion, as many well-respected personages would attest, from the offices of the Admiral, to the high houses of Ishgard. Ah, but where was I? Oh, yes. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn do indeed still wish to employ your services. However, it is important that you are aware of certain extenuating circumstances.
And intent on securing passage to the Far East, you came to us knowing us to be the proud purveyors of said region's finest spices.
Which you steal from God's fearing merchants out on the high seas.
Whatever privateering the Kraken's Arms may or may not engage in is strictly within the limits of the law, as set forth by our indefatigable keeper of the peace. More to the point, we are pragmatists. I see considerable risk in aiding your cause, and negligible profit.
Well, I for one think the captain has a point. The five seas can be extremely treacherous, and many a poor, unfortunate soul has to come to grief out there on the waves. Why, when we were in Ishgard, I heard the tragical tale of how the heir to House Durendire vanished at sea. Even now, nearly 20 years later, the poor count remains convinced that his son still lives, and would pay a sultan's ransom for news of his whereabouts.
Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Truly a tragedy for the ages, and a testament to the misfortunes that may befall us should we act without due consideration. But so long as you are prepared to abide the capricious whims of fate, I am willing to oblige you this once. That said, in light of the recent rebellion, I trust you understand that I cannot deliver you to Doma itself. I can take you only as far as Kugane, in Hingashi. We will require time to procure sufficient provisions and make ready for departure. I humbly suggest you do the same.
Suddenly, all those hours Tataru passed cavorting and capering at the Forgotten Night seem rather better spent, do they not? That said, I had intended to press the point more obliquely. And there was something disconcerting about the pleasure Tataru took in making Captain Carvalin squirm. I say we should heed the captain's advice and attend to our own preparations while they ready the vessel for departure. Tataru and I will procure the necessary supplies. Alize, I should be grateful if you would use the time to brief Oriange on recent developments. You may also wish to review the relevant safety procedures in the event of an emergency at sea.
How very prudent of you. Very well, I shall go and speak with him. What of Onion and Lise?
I would like the two of you to return to Revenant's Toll and speak with our Doman allies. I fear we know too little of their homeland, and any information they can provide would be most welcome. When we have completed our respective tasks, we will reconvene here at the ferry docks. Agreed?
Sounds like a plan. Let's go, Onion. Well, here we are. We'll need to talk to lots of people, so I think we should split up. I'll ask around at the House of Splendors. You take the Rising Stones. I'll meet you hereafter. Got it.
Greetings, Onion. What brings you to the toll this day? What? You are for Doma? Heavens! You Scions have shown us naught but kindness, but never in my wildest dreams did I imagine you would fight for our homeland. For 25 years we suffered under their tyranny. And then we spied an opportunity, the Emperor, dead. Garlemald in chaos. It seemed the time was ripe. Beneath our Lord's banners we gathered, and fought to reclaim our nation. But when Xenos arrived with the 12th Legion, it was over in an instant.
What is it, my friend? You look as though you have something to ask. That you go to join Yugadi and Gasetsu in the fight fills me with such joy. Ah, forgive my exuberance. You require information? Yes, we of the Naga-e clan have served Doma faithfully for generations. My ancestors held positions within Doma Castle, even. Now it is home to the Imperial Viceroy's Witch, and her host of men and Magitech. To think that what was once the shining symbol of our heritage, and the seat of dear Lord Kane, has become a den for Garlean dogs. You are truly planning to travel to Doma? I do not know what to say, forgive me. I shall aid you to the best of my ability. Ours is a beautiful land, nestled on the eastern coast of Othard. Along the banks of the One River, our nation thrived, proud and free, until the Garleans came, 25 years ago. The river was our lifeblood, free to travel and to fish, but travel was soon restricted, and now the river belongs to none.
Ah, there you are. Learn anything interesting? The older Domans I spoke with tried to teach me all about Far Eastern customs and the importance of formality and politeness. I'd like to think Eorzeans can be just as stiff and stuffy as anyone, especially Ishgardians, but anyway. Did you know they eat with sticks? It wasn't all that hard, actually, or at least, that's what I thought until they told me I was holding them wrong. And then when I spoke with the younger Domans, they just rolled their eyes and told me it was all a load of stupid old, Wow. What you learned sounds a lot more useful. Unless someone invites us for dinner, of course. I hope they do.
All right, I'm going to pause it here because this leads us to the next area. Thanks for joining. I'm going to start the next one here right up. See you in the next one. Thanks again.